As you all know, we were in the way of our journey to explore JavaScript from both client side as well as server side. So, in this video, we are going to take a look after some of the amazing facts about JS programming. So, without wasting any time, let's dive into the video. So, last time we just created this file HTML and JS file, and we just connected this script.js here. Now, what the next thing we are going to do here? First, let's take a look after what we just covered in the last video. We just covered that how we can grab elements, HTML elements by using classes and objects. So let's take an example here. If I say I am having two buttons here, dot btn, hashtag btn, and we are going to multiply this by 2, means in a asterisk 2 to get two of these elements, like two same clones of the same element. I press enter. Now you can see that there are two elements. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to just give some like button 1, and here comes the button 2. Now suppose if I go here and I say something like let take the button. So the button is equal to buttons is equal to document dot query selector. Let's use the query selector all to get all the buttons. We're going to say buttons. Now we are going to say buttons dot for each, and you know very well that if there is an array we can use for each for that. And in the first we are having first we are having the e, then we are having the e index, right? And that's it. Now after the e index we are supposed to give such kind of callback, and we are going to say e dot add event listener click. And what we are going to say, we are going to say at this place whenever someone clicks on that button, I'm going to say like e dot target dot inner text, I think so, inner text. That's it. Let's save this, and the moment I save it, just right click here and go live. Now you can see if I click on button 1, nothing is happening. Inspect, one issue is there. I'm just clicking on this button and it's not coming. So we are having button but, okay, button only, not buttons. It was not s, only button. Let's save this. Button 1, button 2, that's it. Now this is all we covered in the last video. Now today we are going to see that for adding add event listener, there is no need for writing such a kind of big code. One more way is also there. Let's comment this thing here. And suppose you want to just what we are doing, we are just taking the add event listener. We are seeing someone clicks on that element, and we are just running a kind of callback. And what's callback? Callback is a function, right? So can't I make a function here to say alert function? I can make a function with the name alert, and I can say alert button click. Okay, so as I just made a call, not a callback function, but what is a callback? It's a function, right? So I just take that function and export it outside that add event listener. Now we are having a global function alert, which is going to alert the, okay, not this alert, let's say alert 2, and it's going to just alert button clicked. Okay, let's say dot. Let's save this. Now let's go back to index.html. And suppose you want that whenever someone clicks on the button 1, you want to run this function, right? This is a global function. It can be you can run it from anywhere else. You can go here, say on click is, let's say alert 2, save it. So the moment I save it, I go back here and click on button 1. You can see button clicked, right? So this is one way. By using attribute also you can just run the function. Okay, so this is one more way of doing that. Now similarly, we on click, on hover, on key down, on key up, we are having a lot of events, right? So we can express them by using attributes. Now here, suppose if I want the inner text of that button, right? So if I want the inner text of that button by using this function, so what I can do, I can say this, not like this, we can say element, and after that in the, when we are alerting something, we are going to say element dot inner text. That's it, right? By using this, what will happen is it will just give like button clicked and button one. Okay, so button one is being clicked. So let's say in the on click we are running a function in the parameter. Let's pass this, and what will this do? This is for signifying that this button is being clicked. So we are just saying that this is this button. Okay, this is this element is referred as a this, and when we are passing it as a parameter of that function, it will go here this element, right? So this dot inner text we are going to get as an alert. Let's save that. Let's go back. Button one, nothing will happen if we click on button two, because you know what, on click is not there. So why is the add event listener more helpful than this? Because suppose you are having a lot of buttons and they are going to do the same task, then you can use addEventListener to just manage that all. But otherwise, you need to just give this attribute on click a lot of times on all the buttons. Okay, let's save this. Let's go back and button two, button one, button one. Now I think that's okay. So the next thing we are going to say of input boxes. Input. Now in HTML we are having input, like input of text. Yeah, that's going to just contain something like, okay, let's give a placeholder here. And what does the placeholder do? You see in some forms like enter your email ID, so there is something like gray, something grayish written in the center of the text box, enter your email ID, right? So that's the same thing known as a placeholder. So let's say enter your name, save it. So if I go here and I say let input is equal to document dot query selector input, we are having that input. Next thing we are going to say input dot add event listener on, not like or not on. So let's say key down, right? Key down, a callback we are going to run, and whenever there is a key down, and whenever there is a key down, we are going to say input dot value. We are going to not we are going to alert. We are going to say console dot log input dot value, means we are going to take the value of the input and we are going to just log it to the console whenever someone even just presses or you give any kind of input in the input box, right? So let's go to the terminal here, and you will notice that as the moment I type anything in this input box, the text is going to come here. So if I say AYUSH, go to the console, A, right? AYUS, AYUSH. If I just press one more space, Ayush is also there. So like whenever I'm typing anything, as I type, it's giving me the output. So this is the way this is this input addEvent listener is working, right? So key down is also there, key up is also there. So there are a lot of event listener that you can handle by using this input at addEvent listener. Now after that we are having like and form, and suppose whenever someone submits the form, what happens, you can, there are a lot of events that's going on in the background. Okay, so you can just handle those events also by using that like form.addEventListener. So how can you do that? Let's comment this out and let's go to here. Let's comment this and let's make a form here. Inside the form we are going to make one input box, and in this we are going to say placeholder, enter your email. Then we are going to say button, and the type of the button is going to be, type is going to be submit, and then we are going to say submit. Okay, so this is a very simple form example. Let's save this and now let's go back. So the moment I write anything here, like if I give email at the gmail.com, click on submit, so you can see the website automatically reloads itself. Like there are a lot of things, means a lot of events going on in the background of the website. Okay, So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just go in my JS file and say let form is equal to document dot query selector form. Then we are going to say form dot add event listener submit. Okay, so whenever someone submits the form, what I want a callback, and in that callback we are having one parameter e, and I'm going to say e dot prevent default. And what do e dot prevent default do? Suppose some any kind of background operation, any kind of background event is going on of the in the background of the website, then I can stop that event or any kind of activity by using e dot prevent default. Okay, so by just saying in the parameter we are having e dot prevent default, and the moment I save this thing, go back, I give any kind of email here, because submit it will not reload. Rather than I can just you can say, I can just say form dot children, the first element. So what I'm doing, let me just I will talk about that. Let's save this. So what I just did, I said form dot children. Now what is the children? Children is the children elements, returns the child elements which are after, which are inside that main element. Like we having form, inside the form we having input box, and we having the button. So what do children do? Children just gives out these two elements as an array, means the zeroth element, the first element. So what I'm saying like children, and in the children we are saying zeroth element, zeroth index. So we are going to get what, this one, right, this element. And in this like in JS we are having one like you can say an object of an array. So this is like an HTML element is being treated as an array in JS. So we can say dot value, means the value of the input box, we are going to set it to null, or you can say an empty string. The moment you do like form dot children first element dot value equal to an empty string, save this, go back to the website, and any kind of data, click on submit. It does not reload itself, and the data is also cleared. So and now you can even use this data to do various things, right? So this is the second thing. Now you can see how we can use add event listener with a lot of other HTML elements. So yeah, we just talk about a lot about add event listener as well as functions. So yeah, that's all for this video. Meet you in the next video with some new built technology about the client side JS, in which we are going to discuss about some further things that you should know before developing any kind of web page in client side JS, or you can say front end web development. So without till then, see you.